Social media nowadays is a great way for you to connect with your customers. Billions of people, 2.85 billion people are on Facebook currently, and there's many different ways you yourself can market your business to your potential customers. Now, there's obviously the free options, just regular posting, stuff like that, but a lot of these social media companies have paid options where you set up a campaign and let it run through. We're going to have a look and see how you can use Facebook advertising to grow your business's clientele. As mentioned before, with 2.85 billion people on Facebook, it was inevitable that people are going to use it for business marketing. Now, there's ways of doing it. You can do it for free by just doing regular posts with the correct hashtags, and this will get your company seen by people who wouldn't have normally seen it. In the world before social media, you'd have had to do physical advertising. Nowadays, on social media, it gives you that nice free outlet to get to a few more clients. Any successful business needs to bring in as many people as possible, so making sure you're targeting the right sectors is very important. Facebook advertising actually has a target audience feature, which lets you specify which categories, which ages, which locations, lots of different things about your audience and your potential customers. Some research by Impact Plus has actually indicated that the costs of getting new customers in reduces by 73% for companies that use Facebook advertising. What are the options and how much do they cost? Well, it's quite hard to come up with how much they cost because they're very unique and very personal to each person. You actually can set a budget and it will not go over that budget. So if you're setting up the campaign, you can set how much you want it to spend per day, go from there, and it won't go over. It'll tell you when you've used it up, and obviously then you can add more onto it, but it won't go over that limit. Say for example, if you're a concert promoter, there is actually a way of boosting an event. So say it's coming up to the deadline and the act's tomorrow and you need to sell a few more tickets, you can boost the event, get it seen by a few more people and a little bit faster. Obviously it costs more to do this, but if it's worth getting that extra revenue in from selling the tickets, it could be a good option. You've also got the option that if you do just want to promote to local people, it's very easy to do. It has a complete sort of range of location that you want to center it around, or you could obviously set the entire world, the entire countries. It's completely down to you. We'll cover this a little bit more later, but there is an ad auction that effectively goes on in the background of Facebook, where if you're spending more, you've got a higher chance of being seen. How do you create an ad campaign? Simple. First, set up your Facebook account. Once you've done that, you can then create a new page, and on that page you could set up your business details, including logos, pictures, details for contact, anything like that can be set on there. Once you've got this page created, make sure to actually keep updating it, because if people see a page that's not been touched for 6 months, they're very unlikely to follow or look into it anymore. They're just going to assume the company's dead and it's gone. So make sure that you're actually updating it and posting frequently. I'd say at least once a week is quite important. Once you've got the page set up, it's very easy to get to the advertising campaign part. I've shown it on screen here and you can see it's very simple. Once you get there, it lets you customize your audience, set your budget, like I was mentioning earlier. It is that simple. You can tell Facebook what your aim is and what you want the campaign to do. This will then let Facebook naturally help you in terms of getting out to the right people, because obviously they want your experience to be good, so you come back and spend more on advertising in the future. Like I mentioned before, Facebook will stay strictly within the budget. Once you've set the budget, it stays to that. You can choose how long you want it for, how much you want to spend a day, also what range of people. As well as giving you the range, it actually gives you a rough estimate as to how many people are going to be in that area you've set. So you can see roughly how far and what chance you've got of your campaign reaching someone. Once you've got the budget set, your target audience set, next step is setting up what the content is. I would say very important to have images because they're engaging, they catch people's eyes, and they're more likely to get someone to click on that advertisement and possibly become a new client. With all these images, make sure to have the company name visible on them. This means even if people just stumble across it, they get that name in the back of their head, and it means that in future, when they're looking for a particular service, they may end up coming to you. They may not know where they know the name from, they'll just know it. Once you've got all your content set, your audience and your budget, it's time to put it live. Once the post goes live, it's very easy to track and see statistically how your post is doing, how many times it's been viewed, if anyone's clicked on it, simple stuff like that. It's all in the Facebook business website. Facebook also has a service to provide help for if you're not sure quite what you're doing. Obviously, I've tried to go through it as simply as you can here, but you may run into things that you're not sure about or new things that come up. There is a lot of help, and I've put a link in the description to that page. So how does it actually decide to show your ad? Like I mentioned earlier, the ad auction is a very important part of this. The ad auction effectively looks at how much you're bidding, which is how much you set your budget for, how often people are actually clicking on the advert once they've seen it, as well as the quality of the ad. A combination of these different parts will lead to the page choosing which ads out of the specific list it should show. If you've got a higher budget, obviously this means there's a higher chance it's going to be shown. Money talks, it's just the way of the world. But making sure you've got high quality ads will also boost your position in that, because if people are interacting with your ad, it's going to help out your ad auction score effectively. If you go into this and you haven't customized your audience properly, it's going to be being shown to people that just don't have any interest. And that's not good, because you've got all these other companies that have properly customized it and have got interactive content. You want to make sure you can get in there too. If not, it's just going to lead to your ad auction score falling down. Very, very important to properly customize your audience. So Facebook collects a massive amount of data from you, and that's quite clear. We all know that goes on. That is how it can show these personalized ads. It knows your interests, it knows your age, your location. All sorts of simple things like that will go into where your adverts are being shown. Like I said, just making sure you get the proper audience is probably the best thing you can do with these Facebook ads. If you want to learn more, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to have weekly videos coming out. We've also got a bit of a backlog of ones for you guys to go through. Check out our website down below if you need help with it yourself, if you'd rather get us to directly give you a hand rather than having to go through Facebook's own help service. If you guys have got any questions on web design, let us know in the comments, or go and follow us over on Twitter and Instagram. Till next time guys, have a good one.